To be only America first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Let's go see the elephant! We're on the road, runner, honey. On the road, runner, honey, and you can't keep up with me. Just
All right, are you ready? Are you ready for the report? Are you ready for the adversaries? Because it is that time again, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You got the American Adversaries Drive Time Prime Time show coming to you live and primed and ready to go for that report tomorrow. We'll get to that and a lot of other news here in just moments. That's right, folks. We are here live in the Relax and Comfort Studios on FM 105.5 and AM 660, The Answer. And indeed, we are up and flying high on the Titan Cave Cam, which I'm waving at right now. And that is on our YouTube channel, American Adversaries on YouTube. Please subscribe to us there. Thanks to you folks who have already done so. And, of course, you can access that their YouTube channel via our Facebook page. That's American Adversaries on Facebook. And, yeah, got a lot of great activity going on there, a lot of cool stuff, and we really do appreciate all of your interaction. Indeed, we do. So, American Adversaries Facebook, American Adversaries YouTube, American Adversaries right here on the radio, FM 105.5 and AM 660, The Answer. Of course, you can still download the free Answer Orlando app, and because it is baseball season, you know by now that periodically the Rays will be preempting the show on the airwaves, but we'll still be on all the other ways that you can listen to us. And that smart device app makes everything so much easier for you. If you have any problems with it, Jeff can walk you through it, either the Apple or the Google application, whichever one. Jeff knows how to do it. So go to just your app store and download the free Answer Orlando app. It's that easy. And, of course, you can still access us via your Alexa devices. And you go to our website, AmericanAdversaries.com, and theanswerorlando.com. And the Rays will be playing again tonight, pregame show at 6:30. And they're still on their winning ways. How about that?
I know that. What do you think of the Red Sox? I mean, this is the
They're
worst
still
stock.
on their losing ways.
I mean, this might be the losing ways historically for the Red Sox.
Ouch.
Wow.
Indeed.
The Yankees beat them up pretty good.
Well, see, I knew last year something happened. I forget what it was. It was at the celebration or something. Somebody threw something, a beer, something.
Right.
Oh, they broke the trophy. I remember now. I think somebody threw something and they broke the trophy.
Not a good sign.
Oh,
not a good sign.
I said, watch out. You got these curses.
No, it's amazing, though, how they got off such a terrible start.
They broke the trophy.
It's a loaded roster, everything.
They broke the trophy. Wow. All right. That is the union boss, chairman of the board, Michael McBath. I am the philosopher, political mad scientist, Christopher Hart. Jeff Sinis is on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is the number. We do have a lot to talk about tonight. It is Report Eve. We got an update on the Jussie Smollett affair. We got, you ever see the movie 310 to Yuma?
Yeah.
Well, don't take it. All right, because it is bad news in Yuma. We'll get to that. And we have an update also on the Notre Dame fire. Notre Dame, for all you more sophisticated types out there. And did you hear about the assessment of artificial intelligence?
The assessment of it?
It is racist.
Oh.
Artificial intelligence is racist. Now
Now,
you can take that a couple of different ways, I suppose, if you want.
It's artificial.
Well,
if it's artificial, it's not human.
But it's intelligence.
But how? I'll tell you, we have too much money.
I told you can take it a couple of different ways.
There's too much money in the universities with too much time for these people to do nothing. Well, it's just terrible.
Anyway, Nostradamus has that story and some others. He'll be joining us a little bit later on in the show.
Wow.
All right. So it is report card eve, you might say. Did you ever get the jitters on when you're going to school? The report card's coming out, and you didn't have all the best of grades. I don't think President Trump feels that way tonight. I think he's as excited as the rest of us to see this report. And Barr has said he did not have any pre-peak privileges. Barr is going to give a news conference tomorrow morning at 9:30 our time and presumably release the report simultaneously.
That's the fact, don't you feel we've had enough time to pat this report down, in the sense that everybody pretty much knows what's coming. We know they'll try to grasp a straw, and, there'll be some pathetic statement by someone. Oh, that's going to be the avenue we need to go. But, we're all so used to this. It's over. Go a new direction if you're a Democrat, because you're going to be lambasted in the next election.
Indeed. I do believe if they stay on this path, that will be the case. And it may be too late in terms of trying to tamp down the reverse, the backlash or the boomerang effect, whatever you want to call it. The fact that all of these other people now have been exposed. The Washington Post, of all publications, I have yet to see the New York Times go this far, but the Washington Post in an op-ed basically said, well, Fox got it right, we got it wrong.
Chris, I've come to the conclusion I could pay the national debt down by doing one thing. All I would do is we should put pay-per-view with the arrest of Hillary Clinton on it. Can you imagine the money we would make if we knew when they were going to go out and arrest her?
Well,
and hopefully this comes true.
Let's don't get ahead of ourselves.
I know. These are dreams.
Right.
These are dreams.
Her bigger legal issues have to do with, as she was Secretary of State, with the server and the classified information, all of that. And that had nothing to do with the 2016 election. That's totally separate. That's where she has her bigger legal problems. That's not to say she doesn't have any in 2016, but they will pale in comparison, because the only thing I think that she may have done wrong was when they basically laundered money through Perkins Coie,
the law firm,
to purchase dirt on Donald Trump from Fusion GPS, because it is not illegal to purchase dirt, because that's what Fusion GPS, that's what they're in the business of doing. This was in that Vanity Fair article that we now have linked up, and it's on our website.
Right. Which we were the very first. I know. I remember that day.
Yeah. Washington Post is crediting Fox. Well, thanks a lot.
Wrong.
What about us? We're the voice to be reckoned with here. And it describes this stuff in that article. And
Chris, the other thing you'd like to see, they always talk about auditing Trump, right?
Yeah.
Let's go really take a serious look at the Clintons, all their different foundations and everything else. We hear about one foundation. I wonder how many they do have on the side, how many bank accounts they have located throughout the world. Right. That's the person that should be going after full speed ahead.
Right. To get back to the Perkins Coie and Fusion GPS. Yep. Fusion GPS was founded by Glenn Simpson, as we told you that night. We even played some music from The Simpsons, teasing around with it. Glenn Simpson and some other buddies that they were journalists at the Wall Street Journal. And they were constantly out there looking for dirt as their job for the Wall Street Journal. And they decided, well, heck, we can make more money doing this on our own than working for the Journal here. So they struck out on their own. They started this Fusion GPS. And I guess GPS, maybe Glenn P. Simpson, I don't know. But anyway, Fusion GPS, and its whole purpose in life, in the business world, what they sell, their service is getting dirt on political opponents, political candidates. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But
Let me back up and say there's nothing illegal about that. You may think, well, it's not right, it's wrong. Well, okay. So the poor choice of word on my part. But there is nothing illegal about that. Now, what may have been illegal is the way Simpson and Fusion GPS went about getting the dirt. That may have been illegal, going to the Russians and paying money to Christopher Steele and all this stuff. There may be problems there. And if he lied about it in front of Congress, obviously he's got a problem there. And if Hillary laundered the money to make it hide it that she was doing this, which was a legal thing to do, but she may not have wanted anybody to know that she would actually do such a underhanded thing. That could be legal problems too.
So there's no problems the fact that she, knowing these people, really had false information and they were using it to the detriment.
Look, she was the consumer. So we can't assume that she knew that it was false information.
But don't you think she directed them the whole time? I mean, I would give you this saying, I know I want to ruin, I'm using an example, Donald Trump, and I want you guys to get the job done. And this is why I'm giving you the money. And I can just walk away even though I'm the real culprit?
Well, I'm sure that's what basically was set up. Yeah, that's how they, like I say, that's how they do business. They are there to do just that. Let's say you want to run for president, okay, and you're going to run against Bernie Sanders, okay? You go to Fusion GPS, you hire Fusion GPS, and you say, look, I've seen these stories in the media about him and his wife and all this. Here's $1 million. Go do your thing.
But if I perpetuated lies, and I knew they were lies.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Once again, is it a lie if you don't believe it is a lie, right?
Oh,
okay, so in other words, if Hillary Clinton thought this stuff was true, and why wouldn't she think it's true, right? If she thought it was true, then once again, her real legal problems have to do when she was Secretary of State.
Right.
Her legal problems in this would have to do with, did the campaign launder the money to get the dirt? Getting the dirt wasn't illegal. Laundering the money, if she did it, would be. Okay. Now, on the other side, to be in the business of getting dirt is not illegal. That's basically what private detectives do, right? Right. All right. So Glenn Simpson is basically a political private detective, and he goes to the unsavory sources to get his stuff. And if he knows it's a lie, he's not supposed to. But and then once again, you got to remember, all of these people are in a different world than us. And they can see this stuff. We see it. We laugh and scoff at it. They look at it and go, oh my God, we've seen this happen before. Oh, it may have happened again. And they go into a frenzy. And so once again, to understand how these people think, you got to think the way they think. You got to walk a mile in their moccasins. And I'm not saying they didn't know that they were lying and cheating and stealing, but they can put themselves in a frame of mind where they think they're actually doing what they're supposed to do.
If I walked a mile on Hillary's moccasins, I'd probably end up with athletics. But
you'd be a slipping and a sliding all over the place. I mean, people have to hold you by the elbows.
Get me some powder. You know what I mean? I need talcum powder or something.
Indeed.
Don't put that woman near me.
Indeed. So anyway, report eve. It is the eve of the report. Presumably, the report is going to focus mostly on what the Russians did, trying to affect the Trump campaign, and how they were ineffective doing so. Because that's what we got in the conclusion. They tried, but they couldn't do it. Remember the old thing? He tried, but he couldn't do it, right? They tried, but they couldn't do it. So I guess they're going to tell us how they tried and why and how it was not successful.
But our media did it to us.
Oh, boy.
You see what I mean? In other words, they had very little money in this thing, I think. And the reality is, look how the media took the ball, ran, and tried to destroy the American way of life.
Well, they did it for a couple of reasons. They did it also because they were clouded with this,
of course, hate of Donald Trump.
And this culture that they live in, which is entirely different than the rest of where we live.
Which it is.
And then big bucks. There was big bucks in going after Trump, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the problem with them, though. They gambled their future on that short-term gain, right? because when this report comes out, it's all you can already see the credibility of these news agencies has been undermined. And that's why they're freaking out about it.
Mhm.
And that's why they're going after Barr. And they'll go after Mueller if they have to, because they have to protect their lie because they have staked their reputation on it. Howdy do. This is what happens to you when you stake your reputation on a lie. It ends up haunting you in the end. For short-term gain, you're going to have long-term pain.
I hope it's a lot of pain for what they did to the American citizens.
Hallelujah. Glory. Hallelujah.
Yep.
All right. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we got some market news, trade deficit news.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise. And Herman Cain ain't out of this thing. We'll be right back with more of the American Adversaries.
Godfather, right? Godfather's Pizza.
Yep, that's right.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
Dennis Prager here. I'm coming to Orlando on May 6th with 105.5 FM and AM 660 The Answer to release my book that day, The Rational Bible Genesis. Get your tickets today at 660theanswer.com.
Hey, Central Florida, Dave Ramsey here. When you need advice on your taxes and want to work with someone who has the heart of a teacher, you need to see Larry Herring, CPA. He's one of our tax-endorsed local providers, and he's ready to talk with you about all your income tax needs. Larry Herring will help you manage your taxes just like any other expense. Take it from me, Larry is your guy. 407-647-7777 or at herringcpa.com.
Nearly everyone loves Italian food, but those people who love true, authentic Italian go to Cafe Positano. It's because owner and chef Pasquale Barba offers home-cooked food from his hometown, Positano, Italy. He is Italian. Local fresh items are combined with rare ingredients imported only from Italy, along with generations-old family recipes. Whether it's pizza or those delicious daily specials, taste for yourself at Cafe Positano, 4 miles west of I-4 on 436. 407-774-8080. The most authentic Italian food in Central Florida.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic westbound I-4 going slow Lake Mary to 434, then from South Street to past 192, eastbound I-4 slow from 192 to past Lake Mary. We've got crashes Boggy Creek at 528, Apopka Vineland at Old Winter Garden and Sand Lake at International. 429 going slow both ways coming out from the Turnpike, and the Turnpike slow southbound from the Beach Line to 192. That's your latest Answer traffic. I'm Dave Carica.
All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. A little pinball wizard for you there. One of the tunes that we've dedicated to our own President Trump. Listen. Pinball. That's right.
Well, he knows how to circulate it, doesn't he? And knock those lights out.
He has been called everything in the book, and yet look at the books, because the books tell the tale. The market today.
This was an interesting.
We're like within a 1% of the all-time highs.
Right. Actually,
on all the
NASDAQ
indexes
today hit the all-time high. The market itself actually had a little bit of trouble finding a direction. We crossed over the unchanged line for 150 times a day. Are we up? Are we down? Are we up? Around 3 o'clock, we were down probably about 50 points. And then the Wall Street Journal came out with a story about the United States and China are aiming for a presidential signing near the very end of May, around Memorial Day. So, boy, that's certainly a stimulating
6 weeks
statement.
away. Yeah.
And then later, news came out that Lighthouser and Nushin are going to China at the end of this month, April 29th. So, if Trump pulls this off, this has to be one of the all-time great accomplishments, particularly as academically done as they put this thing forth, catching every type of way to escape, which China will.
Mhm.
You know, they'll steal, they'll lie, they'll do anything.
Right.
And we know that, so we just have to work against it. So what a fabulous job if this thing comes off. Another interesting fact today, we ended up down 3 points. The 10-year Treasury really was pretty much unchanged at 259. There was an interesting story on Disney stock, and I know we're in Disneyland right down here, Disney World. And the reality is, do you realize that just 10 years ago, if you would have put $1,000 into Disney, and, you know, people wonder, how do you really make money in the stock market? Well, if you left it alone, which is hard to do, you know, through ups and downs because of the anxiety associated with being in the market. But in the last 10 years, your 1,000 would now be 7,600. So in essence, 10,000 would be 76,000.
Mhm.
So, you know, as a Disney investor, you would have outperformed the S&P, which at the same time period was up about 240%. So, you know, you do see that, yeah, some people do awful well. I mean, I like seeing Disney stock and anybody who's in the market do well, but I just hate the liberal aspect of Disney itself.
You would have tripled your money 3 times,
Yep.
from 1,000 to 2 to 4 to 8.
That's pretty good,
Yeah.
you know, on Disney stock. And we had
Yeah.
a big boost, as you know, in the last few days in Disney stock. And now the other side of it, when things go wrong, look at the new issue of Lyft. You know, it came out at 72, but it opened up at 88.
Right.
And today it closed around 59.39. You really got your, you know what, banged around on this one.
Right. Right.
And
right.
Uber's coming out soon. And
Right.
I love it when Uber comes out and says, we may not make money ever. That's an encouraging. So, oh, give me a lot of that, would you? You know,
Right.
We'll see. But this is part of the market. But again, in general, the market, we're so close to breaking all-time records.
Yeah. The trade deficit numbers came out, and the trade deficit was down.
Great.
For
That's
the first,
where we're trying to go.
And for the first time in a long time, we exported more to China than we imported from China.
I'd say that'd be a very long time.
Isn't
say that terrific?
That and the deal with China indicates that the president's sails are beginning to fill with wind. And I'll just, since we're talking about the Chinese, remind you that the feng shui people talked about this was going to happen for Trump, that he is the sign of the dog. And last year was not good for him because it didn't line up and didn't balance. Feng shui is all about balancing earth and air and all this other stuff. But this year it does balance for him.
Dog's about to bite.
Indeed.
That's terrific.
And that he's going to get his wall, and then going into the next year, he's going to be riding high.
I'll tell you, it's going to be hard to slow this economy down. If this China deal comes through, it's going to be very difficult because, as you say, all the pieces are in the right place right now to have a melt up, which we discussed yesterday.
Just think a moment what I just said, that and I haven't heard anybody really much talking about this other than I think I heard it either on Fox Business, not Fox News, Fox Business, or CNBC. And that is that we exported more goods to China than we imported.
I know. I'm amazed that I would think Fox would jump all over that, except we know how they're leaning further and further.
You know, a lot of it has to do, I would imagine, with all the agricultural products and stuff that the president has got them to buy from us.
Right.
I would like to see the breakdown. I have not yet seen the breakdown on that number, but nonetheless, that is a monumental switch.
Oh, yeah. It's wonderful again for America.
I'm telling you
America
what.
Great.
I'm telling you what. And American manufacturing, American agriculture. All right. In the meantime, we do have to take a break. We come back. We'll get into some other news of the day. State of emergency on the border. Yeah, more and more people are declaring it as such. And we'll have an update on Notre Dame. And yes, Frank, the White House has prepared a rebuttal report for the Barr report if necessary, according to Rudy Giuliani. He said they may need it, they may not. Don't know until they see the report.
All right.
Can't
wait.
There you go. All right. You are listening to American Adversaries, where we got it all right here, right now, every evening from 5 to 7, 5 to 8 on Sundays. All right. Don't forget you're listening to us, and you can see and hear us too on our YouTube channel. That's American Adversaries on YouTube, which you can access on our American Adversaries Facebook page.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. The Justice Department says Attorney General William Barr will hold a news conference Thursday morning on Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. The news conference will be held at 9:30 a.m. at the Justice Department in Washington. Barr will be joined by Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. The Justice Department has said a redacted version of Mueller's report will be released Thursday. The U.S. is imposing sanctions on the Central Bank of Venezuela. The Trump administration says the bank is instrumental in propping up the government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. National Security Advisor John Bolton says the move is aimed at restricting U.S. transactions with the bank and cutting off the bank's access to U.S. currency. Bolton says it's meant to be a warning to others, including Russia, against deploying military assets to Venezuela. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 3 points. More details at srnnews.com.
News and the latest Answer Traffic now.
Here's your latest Answer News update. We told you about that body found out near Katy Way Trail earlier in the month. Now cops have identified the body. They say the 37-year-old woman was named Felicita Anguiano. It took a while because it was found in a state of advanced decomposition. Investigation into her death is still ongoing. We've got Dennis Prager coming to town soon. You can see him live and in person. For more information about how to get your tickets, go to theanswerorlando.com. Ticket prices going up at Universal during the cheaper times of the year. A one-park, one-day pass still going to be $115. Now the busier periods, though, going to be $135 instead of the old rate of $124. Multi-day, multi-park tickets still available too, and those get as low as $53 a day. Looking at some clouds, staying dry, mid-70s by 8 tonight. Your answer for the latest local news and traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Do you or someone you love have difficulty getting in and out of bed? Are you worried about falling? Then visit Relax and Comfort and see the all-new My Freedom Lift Bed. It's the perfect marriage of a lift chair with an adjustable bed. The My Freedom Lift Bed can sit you up and stand you up without assistance from others. With the touch of a button, it'll position you for easy transfer to a scooter or wheelchair, or touch another button and enjoy a soothing massage, or have it stand you fully upright. The My Freedom Lift Bed is tax exempt with a doctor's prescription, and in-home setup is available nationwide. And you'll only find it at Relax and Comfort. Ask about the special no-interest financing options and mention promo code American Adversaries to get 50% off Maloof bamboo bed linens or essential oil sleep pillows. Relax and Comfort is family-owned and operated and has locations in Winter Park, Windermere, Sanford, and the Villages. Visit relaxandcomfort.com or call 321-329-3118. Guarantee your independence with the My Freedom Lift Bed. Relaxandcomfort.com, 321-329-3118.
For most Floridians, our home is our biggest investment. If you are shopping for a new home, vacation home, investment property, want to remodel your home, or need to refinance your existing home loan, you need the very best mortgage professionals working for you to make your American dream come true. I'm Mariah Lee with Patriot Home Funding. And regardless of your mortgage needs, Patriot Home Funding has just the right loan for you. All of our loan products offer the lowest possible fixed rates. We don't charge annoying and expensive junk fees, and you get the very best service and care from me and the rest of our experienced all-star team. Contact us today for a quick, easy, and free pre-qualification. You can call us at 877-377-8123 or visit us on the web at myphf.com. At Patriot Home Funding, we finance the American dream.
Patriot Home Funding is a licensed mortgage broker in the state of Florida. NMLS 171699 and is an equal housing lender.
Drivers, check your engines. The driving season is here again. If you drive a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, stop by Jerry's Mercedes-Benz before you hit the road. Jerry and his team of factory-trained professionals will perform a free safety check on your vehicle so you and your loved ones are better prepared for your trip. Likewise, if you're considering purchasing a pre-owned Mercedes or BMW, drive it by Jerry's MB first. They'll look that vehicle over for you and help you assess its value to you. Jerry's MB is easy to find. They're right off Alafaya Trail, just north of UCF. For the dealership alternative, go to jerrysmb.com or call 407-366-6499.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic westbound I-4 going slow from South Street to past 192, eastbound I-4 slow from 192 to past Lake Mary. We've got crashes Colonial at Pine Hills, Boggy Creek at 528, and Sand Lake at International. 429 going slow northbound coming out from the Turnpike slow southbound and northbound between Beachline and 192. Beachline slow headed into I-4 and eastbound slow from Jetport to the Greenway. That's your latest Answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Hey, this is Johnny B. Bad, the bad man of World Championship Wrestling, and I'm here to tell you, listen to the American Adversaries. They may be some bad men, but they're great guys.
All right, and we are back, and we are live, coming to you from the Relax and Comfort Studios. Mike McBath and myself, Christopher Hart. Jeff Sinnis is on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is the number, and just got a question on our YouTube channel there where, yes, you can send us messages. And it had to do with the Mueller report and whether Trump has seen it yet. To my understanding, according to Barr, no one has seen it outside of the Justice Department, including the people in the White House, which is why I was responding to Frank's question, which was why was the White House preparing a rebuttal report if they hadn't already seen the report? According to Rudy Giuliani, they prepared it basically based on what they already know that the special counsel had, and but they're only going to use it if necessary, according to Rudy Giuliani. It's a contingency report, you might say. So once again, tomorrow morning, 9:30, we all get the report, and at that time, the you know what's going to hit the fan.
Chris, you know what? Think of the people in Washington, though, right? I would bet if there was like an emotion or machine out there, someone could measure everybody in the United States, 95% of people could care. No offense to anybody, but, you know, those people, the scum in Washington, care because their life's on the line, because if it goes the wrong way, you know, we're going to, I hope, put a bunch of them in the big house where they should be.
Right.
But the average guy is so tired of this. He just wants these people to go to work. Right. That's what we want you to do, bums. Go to work.
There's a late poll out. I want to say Pew, but don't hold me to that. But the poll shows basically, on any big issue, a lot of times you fall into these groups of three. You have 35% who now think that Trump was not colluding, he was innocent. The report shows that 28% think he was colluding, and then the rest either don't know or don't care. Right. And so the bottom line, though, is that the people who do care are a lot of them are going to be very disappointed tomorrow, and it's not going to be us because we've already seen what Barr has seen. What he gave us the conclusions. All we're going to find out is the rest of it's like we were given a novel. We were given the last couple of pages where we know how it turns out.
Right.
Now we're going to read the rest of the story. Right. So that's basically what we're going to get tomorrow. And Congress is going to hem and haw. That's what that's what they're going to do. I'm talking about the Democrats. They got to, once again, they have staked their reputation to this lie. And you notice how little Shifty Schiff hasn't been seen so much
Isn't
in the
it
last
nice?
couple
We
of weeks?
used to see him on TV,
all
twice a day?
the time.
Yeah. What a weasel he was.
Yeah, I wonder
Or
how
is,
much we'll be seeing after tomorrow of that young fella, right?
Little Shifty.
All right. In the meantime, the president today, was it at the White House where he held this economic summit?
It was at the White House, and this was really actually a big deal. It was at 2:15 today. It was on the Opportunity Zone conference. And this is where he brought in people of all color, and they talked about this fabulous program that the government has started under Donald Trump. It really is going to involve over 35 million Americans that, really qualify for this. It's a tax relief type program on people who have big time capital gains where they can put money into this, and then that reduces their capital gains virtually to zero.
In other words, people who get capital gains on their investment portfolios, stocks, bonds, whatever, they can use those capital gains in these economic zones to invest tax free.
And what happens here is, and this is something that which the Democrats have to understand. This is not about party or color. It's about make America great again, because what they're doing here is they're rebuilding these really difficult neighborhoods. They're getting jobs for all these people. They're educating these people in trades. They're putting some in college. They're doing what should have been done that Barack Obama did nothing about, nor did the Democratic Party other than talk about it. Donald Trump will probably be the first president to effectively put a package like this together to take the inner cities and the very difficult areas of our country and incentivize our investors, not the government, to pay for this. That in itself is one of the major achievements of this. It sort of reminds, and you remember Jack Kemp, it sort of reminds me of way back when Jack Kemp had a philosophy of that same nature. But this was, and the number of people who stood up today and thanked the president, and these are people of all colors. You've done a great job. Thank you. Our whole community is turning around. We have jobs. We're putting meat and potatoes on the table. That's what I want a party to do for the American people. And Donald Trump does that for the American people. Barack Obama did nothing but mouth off.
Well, he was pretty good at that. Mm-hmm. At least we can say that. But he did. So the president he's basically kind of doing some farming. He's planting some seeds. Now, this would require legislation, obviously, to make this possible. But what he wants to do is use the tax code as an incentive to have investors invest in areas where they may not nor ordinarily invest.
Well, they had a fellow from Vicksburg, Mississippi. Now, that's way out there, right?
Yeah.
And he just pointed out that how their income is up like 54% in the community. This whole thing has been an entire success. And, everybody is so excited that the opportunity is there. And the opportunity is made by the private investor, not by the government.
Plus, you have a couple other things at work here. You have the demand rising for goods produced in the United States. And as I said earlier, the trade deficit with China, for the first time in a long time, we exported more to China than we imported from China. I mean,
that's a story. That's wow. That's a big time story.
Indeed, it is. Mm-hmm. And so these areas that have been economically blighted are now going to be looked at as opportunities for investment to produce the goods and services that needed. And by the way, the United States, just as we predicted, when the president and the biggest, effect of the tax simplification, the tax changes, the tax cut went to businesses. And that's where you get the biggest effect, when they lowered that corporate tax rate.
Yep.
And indeed, money is coming into the country from foreign investors looking to find a place here because the taxes and the returns are now far more favorable than other places in the world. Look at Europe. Would you invest in Europe or the United States?
Yeah,
if let's say you're a Middle Eastern guy, you got all this oil money, where are you going to put it?
Not even debatable.
Right.
Because having been all through Europe, I always laugh when Bernie the burner, is out there lying about how great Europe is and the medical system and everything. You go to Europe, their average person, their middle-class person lives like a dog, relative to our middle-class people. This is a story told the public by Bernie the burner that is so dishonest. It just turns your stomach. And the other thing about Trump that I like is I always say, that story about teach a man to fish. Well, not only did Trump teach him to fish, he also put a pond in their backyard, which is good to see, So we're seeing the economics of the issue work tremendously.
Indeed. Meanwhile, across country, the problem on the border goes on. The mayor of Yuma has announced he's declaring Yuma in a state of emergency because of the flood of illegals coming in. And the same thing, I believe, in what's the other big border town there in Arizona? There's Yuma. Anyway, there's.
I always think of Texas.
But anyway, it's a severe problem there, just as the president has been predicting that it would be, and the Democrats once again are finding themselves in a situation where more and more people are realizing that the president is right about what's going on the border, and he's also right about them standing in the way of getting something done about the border.
Don't you love de Blasio, with this issue, where he says he's going to sue the president to prevent these people coming? Wait a second. You were the one that wanted them all. Supposedly,
Right.
you love these people.
Right. He will sue the president to keep the president from sending these folks to
Is
New
that
York City.
hypocritical?
Right.
Oh my!
Yeah. And so, how about that guy? Yeah, he's a real nice fella, isn't he?
And, he may run for president. Well, he'd fit. He could be a good guy running for president.
Yeah,
for
well,
the Democratic side.
He'd fit in this crowd here anyway.
He'd fit in.
But the once again, this situation on the border is they're coming in by thousands a night, and just as we've told you, the surveillance is there to see them coming in. We got plenty of drones; we can see them coming across the border.
What do you do?
The problem is rounding them all up.
Yeah, and when they're walking through your property, through your yard,
and through towns like
is
Yuma,
this not
Arizona,
threatening? Even though they may be very innocent in what they attempt and do, it still is threatening. And I mean, this is really bad.
Yeah, and the smugglers are having a day of it, and they're making big money. These human traffickers and smugglers, and they have the apparatus, they have the safe houses when they get them across the border here. They have the information to provide the illegals. That you got the family, you go straight to the border agents, right? You don't worry about going to the safe house. You just go turn yourself in. Now, if you're by yourself, you go over here. They know, they're coordinating the whole thing. It's like a cop standing on the corner directing traffic, right?
And then
all right, I was like, you go to Yuma, you goes over there and just turn yourself into those border agents over there and occupy them, tie them up so that we can squeeze these others in over here, you see?
And then you saw that Pew report today where it's a research report that just came out that Hispanics are outpacing Black Americans as the largest voting minority they expect in 2020. And this is the first time this has happened in U.S. history. They expect the Hispanics to have 13.3% of them. The Hispanics will be able to vote in 2020. Blacks will have about 12.5%. And they said the number of white Americans has decreased as the total share of U.S. Electorate, according to, Bronston Research. They concluded the Democrats win about 90% of the congressional districts that have, get ready, foreign-born populations above the average. 90% the Democrats have won in these congressional districts.
Right.
So there really is a war for votes.
Well, you got several different things going on there, and that's not all because of illegal immigration. Matter of fact, I would argue that illegal immigration is probably the least of the contributors to those factors that you're talking about. For one, Hispanics like to have babies. Blacks like to abort babies. That makes a big difference. White people ain't having babies. That makes a big difference, right?
That's very true.
And that's basically what.
I mean, if you look at
those trends have been
That's
going on for a while.
Right.
And you got Hispanics having babies, blacks aborting babies, and whites not even bothering. Not that they're not trying, they're just not bothering to conceive.
Right.
So it's a situation, and then also you have the influx on the border. But in the short term, it's those other factors that are primarily at work there. In the long term, it will be the illegals if they stay.
I mean, you just worry about, again, registration.
Well,
and how much cheating will go on in this upcoming election. If I were the Republicans, I'd be out there. I'd go through every roll. I'd make sure this is
all
done
I can
right.
say is, once again, thank God and our founders for the Electoral College.
Oh, you're not kidding.
All right. What we'll do is we'll take a break. We have a contest challenge for you. We got an update on Just Small A. We got an update on Notre Dame. We also, you got the contest challenge. I got a great one for last week.
Okay.
Now, this would have been a winner for last week's contest.
Well, we'll let the audience decide.
And I think I got a winner for this week's contest.
No, boy, are you jumping out in front.
Should I spoil everything for everybody?
Well, when we come back, why don't you spoil it then?
Okay.
Because I'm going to give my example, and then you give yours.
We'll be right back.
FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer.
Come join our own Rick Brown and his wife Brenda Thursday, May 16, and celebrate the 15th anniversary of their Tijuana Flats Tex-Mex restaurant located in beautiful Winter Springs, Florida, in the Winter Springs Town Center at 160 Tuscaloosa Road. The celebration lasts all day with great deals, including the famous Throwback Thursday special of a Tijuana-sized burrito, chips, and a drink for only $5.99. There'll be happy hour prices from open to close, and the incomparable Ennis Pruitt, one of Central Florida's finest guitarists, will perform on the patio from 7 to 10 p.m. So join the fun Thursday, May 16th. Happy 15th anniversary.
Hi, Chris Hart here. You know, I always bring you the best companies that improve your life. Now, I want to introduce you to Dr. Ronald Trevisani of Lifetime Teeth Today, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon for over 20 years. If you need dental implants or oral surgery, this is the guy and this is the place to go. Receive the highest level of dental implant care from a trusted oral surgeon, and by the way, his patients love him.
I can eat everything, and I enjoy life much more. I really do. I don't have to worry about toothaches, fillings, or anything.
We had corn on the cob last night with a filet mignon. It made my toes curl up.
Dr. Trevisani, one office, one day, Lifetime Teeth Today. Multiple locations. Call 407-598-8141. Dr. Trevisani, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon. Show that smile again. Call 407-598-8141 today.
Online at drtrevisani.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that one of the biggest investments we'll make in life is the house we choose to make our home. So why make this investment without knowing exactly what you're getting into? That's where Aubrey Kahn of Firm Foundation Home Inspections comes in. He'll make sure that excitement over the purchase of a house or rental property or commercial property doesn't turn into a nightmare after you take the keys. To get the most thorough and complete inspection, go to orlandoshomeinspector.com or just call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254. Don't roll the dice on your home purchase. Remember, call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer traffic westbound I-4 slow from Par to past 192. Eastbound I-4 slow from 192 to past Lake Mary. We've got crashes Colonial at Pine Hills, Boggy Creek at 528, and Sand Lake at International. 429 going slow both ways coming out from the Turnpike. Turnpike slow southbound from the Beach Line to 192. Beach Line slow around I-4 and eastbound slow from Jetport to the Greenway. That's your latest Answer traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots, ruined your black tie affair. Last one to know, last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise, the fear in his eyes, when I took his glass of champagne. I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain.
I got friends in lonely places where the whiskey flows and the beer chases my blues away.
All right.
Okay, that's why we're not singers, you know? That is one of the all-time great songs.
I can't wait to do another karaoke contest, though.
I can wait if you're going to be singing. No.
Okay. All
that
right.
was mean. Well, nice. Be nice.
That's right. Be nice. All right. Once again, if you would like to meet Brad Parscale, he is President Trump's 2020 campaign manager. This guy has really got it going. He's been working with the president for a long time on his social media and cyber stuff, and now he's going to help him get reelected. You can visit TrumpDayDinner.com and get tickets for the Trump Day Dinner, which is going to be Thursday, May the 9th. It's going to be in Lake Mary at the Marriott, and it starts, the VIPs and the sponsors and all of that will start around 5:30. The dinner starts at 7. He is the keynote speaker. You can get sponsored. You can sponsor a table. You can get VIP tickets, general admission tickets, all of that at TrumpDayDinner.com. And the tickets have been going fast for this. People are getting tickets from all over the state, Republican Party reps from all over the state wanting to come here and meet and see Brad Parscale. And you can too, but you have to go to TrumpDayDinner.com to get those tickets, and you better do it soon before it sells out, and it is sure to do so. And the Republican Executive Committee of Seminole County is sponsoring this and has put this entire thing together. And we'll keep you updated on that. Also, our gal, Sunny, our gorgeous lady of wrestling, is going to be on Dr. Phil tomorrow. Now, she's on our shows every Sunday night. She has been for about 5 years now. In the 7 o'clock, she starts off in the 7 o'clock hour.
What's her issue? Tomorrow night.
This has to do with Dr. Phil. I guess Dr. Phil's wife has a product line of skincare products.
Okay.
And she was known as Sunny, the California girl, as her gorgeous lady of wrestling character.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to be there and talk about her life and all of this stuff. And she talked about us. We don't know if it'll make it to the show, but nonetheless, she is on our show Sunday nights. She's got her own comic book coming out in June.
Wow.
She's going to do a little tour of the country to promote the comic book. She'll be passing through here.
Right.
Anyway, Patricia Summerlin, Sunny, our gorgeous lady of wrestling, tomorrow, 3 p.m. on the Fox 35 local affiliate, 3 p.m. Dr. Phil. And then I guess they replay it again the next day at noon. So you'll be able to see it Friday at noon. Tomorrow, 3 p.m., Sunny, our gorgeous lady of wrestling. And then Thursday, of course, we're going to have our contest.
All right. This is our
Which
day.
is tomorrow.
Yeah. And certainly I enjoy all the individuals who call in with these great thoughts and ideas. Tomorrow's contest is very simple. All it is, with all these unique politicians out there, particularly on the Democratic side, we want you to come up with a food that you think would identify with that politician. Or maybe even a drink, not an alcoholic drink. We did that one a few weeks ago, which was pretty funny.
Yep.
But we want you to come up with a food or possibly a drink that identifies with the politician. Example, and Randy, if you're listening, please pay attention. Example, let's say Beto O'Rourke, right? Which I like to think his name should be Zero O'Rourke, but let's say Beto. What do you think would be his probably number one food that would identify to him? I would think a brownie laced with marijuana. I could see that being Beta's number one food. How about Bernie? Bernie the burner, right? I think Bernie's might be warm milk with Metamucil in it. So, but come up with what you perceive would be the right food for these different individuals, because we're looking to help them enhance their diet.
Right.
And Chris, now you told me you had a food.
Yes.
Are you ready to go to bat, buddy?
Should I? Because it may spoil it for somebody.
I don't think it will, because there's many foods in the world and many.
This would be a winner. This would be the winner.
Okay.
All right. The politician is Hillary Clinton.
All right.
And have you ever tried Lindbergh cheese? Have you ever smelled?
Yeah, it's horrible. It smells terrible.
Oh, doesn't
it
ever?
It smells like her feet.
Don't you think it fits?
Oh, God. That is just horrible. But I would think that, wonder if she would wear it on her feet like everybody said they stink. Right?
How was it that John Podesta described her?
Remember that? We cringed.
He said it was part flatulence, part vomit, and part beer or something like that. It was very
unappealing. I don't think we'd be dating too long, do you?
No. I wouldn't even put
horrible. This is shocking, Gracie.
I told you that would have been a winner.
Would bring out the most emotion from everybody. I don't know if it's the best one, but boy, it will bring emotion out. Oh my God!
So if somebody wants to win tomorrow night's contest, call up and say Hillary Clinton, Lindbergh cheese.
Horrible.
Unless somebody else comes up with a better one.
Yeah.
Obviously,
all right. I'm going to go with the brownie laced to marijuana for Zero.
That'll be tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right. And of course, Jeff Bonning is going to be in here with us tomorrow night of Images Auto Spa, helping us judge the contest. And, they got a whole lot of stuff over at Images. The various packages that you can get. And now on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you go there, which tomorrow will be Thursday, and you mentioned the American Adversaries, you can get their Ultra Shine package, which is normally $29. Right. You'll get it for $20.
That's such a great
30%
deal.
off.
I know. It is a great deal.
Where are you going to get 30% off on something, right? Ultra Shine package, Tuesdays and Thursdays at Images Auto Spa for $20. That's $9 off the regular price, which is already reasonable.
Yeah.
Images Auto Spas, they got 2 locations here in Central Florida. 4007 East Colonial Drive, right there at the intersection of Bennett Road, and right around the corner from the station here, 510 North State Road 436. I'm sorry, 510 North State Road 434, Altamont Springs, just north of 436.
Right.
510 North State Road 434, just north of 436. We'll be right back.
Right.
News, opinion, passion. FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer. WORL. Altamont Springs, Orlando. A service of Salem Media Group. It's 6 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. President Trump continues to promote his administration's Opportunity Zone initiative.
Opportunity zones were written into the 2017 GOP tax overhaul. As one of the first participating cities, the mayor of Vicksburg, Mississippi, George Flaggs, praises the president for a program that saved 125 jobs and an outdated 19th century factory in his city.
We have created 54% of our new jobs, and the new jobs in the state of Mississippi was created in Vicksburg, Mississippi because of the economic opportunity we share here today.
Mr. Flaggs joined the president and others at a press conference as the Treasury Department phases in a second rollout of regulations to guide the program for domestic economic development. George Bonzani reporting.
A young Florida woman obsessed with the 1999 Columbine High School massacre has been found dead in Colorado of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. FBI Special Agent in charge Dean Phillips says authorities located the remains of 18-year-old Saul Pais Wednesday morning.
Late this morning, we started an expanded search of the Mount Evans area between FBI special agents and the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office. And during that search, we found the body of Miss Pais.
During the manhunt, the FBI said Pais was infatuated with Columbine and threatened violence ahead of Saturday's anniversary of the attack that killed 13 people at Columbine High School in 1999. The FBI described her as extremely dangerous. The U.S. is imposing sanctions on the Central Bank of Venezuela. The Trump administration says the bank has been instrumental in propping up the government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. National Security Advisor John Bolton says the move is meant to be a warning to others, including Russia, against deploying military assets to Venezuela. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 3 points, the Nasdaq dropped 4, the S&P lower by 6. More on these stories at townhall.com.
News and the latest Answer traffic now.
Here's your latest Answer News update. You heard it here last night as the Rays beat the Orioles 4-2. Tonight, the Rays look to keep the wins going. Game 2 of their home series against Baltimore. Our live coverage starts at 6:30. And remember, while we've got the game live, we're still running all our great news and talk content streaming online over at theanswerorlando.com. Rays up all season long right here on your answer for Rays Baseball, FM 105.5, AM 660, The Answer. We've got Dennis Prager coming to town, and you can see him live and in person. For more information about how to get your tickets to a special TV broadcast, go by our website, theanswerorlando.com. Hit and run down near 192 and Diplomat yesterday. 70-year-old man driving an SUV. He hit a motorcyclist and then fled the scene. The victim was taken to Osceola County Regional, died there. Cops still investigating the crash. Charges are possible. We've got some clouds. Should stay dry. Mid-70s by 8 tonight. Your answer for the latest local news and traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer.
Answer Traffic brought to you by Mackey Wellness Center. Discover a whole new you, 877-344-7737, or online at makiwellnesscenter.com. Westbound I-4, slow Lake Mary to pass 192. Eastbound I-4, slow from 192 to pass Lake Mary. Got a crash Colonial at Pine Hills. 429 slow both ways coming out from the Turnpike. Turnpike slow southbound Beachline to 192. That's your latest Answer Traffic. I'm Dave Dorica.
FM 105.5, AM 660, The Answer. AccuWeather forecast.
We'll have a clear moonlit sky tonight with a low of 64, partly sunny and warm tomorrow with a shower, thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. High Thursday, 90. Mostly cloudy and warm Thursday night, low 72. Then thunderstorms, some severe by Friday afternoon. High Friday, 85. I'm Holly Holdren, FM 105.5 and AM 660, The Answer.
With an outdated website and poor Google rankings, your competition is getting your potential customers. You need a marketing company who treats you like family. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we provide state-of-the-art websites, search engine optimization, and social media campaigns that work. Call me, Matt Buff, at 321-765-7710, and mention this ad to get your first month free. At JJC Marketing Solutions, we will make your website awesome again. We will make your social media work again. And yes, we will make your online marketing great again. Visit jjcmarketingsolutions.com or call 321-765-7710 today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
January 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. We do not seek to impose our way of life on anyone, but rather to let it shine as an example. We will shine for everyone to follow. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. And most importantly, we will be protected by God. We stand at the birth of a new millennium, ready to unlock the mysteries of space, to free the earth from the miseries of disease, and to harness the energies, industries, and technologies of tomorrow. A new national pride will stir our souls, lift our sights, and heal our divisions. Your voice, your hopes, and your dreams will define our American destiny. Together, we will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Let's go see the elephant. We're on the road, honey. And you can't keep up with me.
All right, welcome to hour number 2 of the American Adversaries Drive Time Now Prime Time Show, coming to you live from the Relax and Comfort Studios. Once again, we invite you to watch us and hear us. And if you can only hear us now but would like to watch us later, that's fine. Go to our YouTube channel. That's American Adversaries on YouTube, where you can either see us live or the shows are archived there, so you can watch it at your convenience. Also, you can access their YouTube channel via our Facebook page, which is American Adversaries on Facebook. And I think I can say this word now tonight, which is on fire. Our Facebook page is on fire. That's American Adversaries on Facebook.
Expression, Chris.
Yeah, I caught myself Monday. I had to kind of eat
Not
that
the
word
most
on Monday.
appropriate one right now.
But anyway, we'll do have an update on the Notre Dame fire.
You don't want people to treat you like they're treating Ted Cruz.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll give you that story later.
Like the jinx, being the jinx. Is
no,
that
no, I'll tell you about Ted Cruz and the Notre Dame.
Oh,
story.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I was talking about jinx because he went to the Texas Tech game and Texas Tech ended up losing.
Ooh.
Anyway, so that is Nostradamus, who has joined us here in the studio, along with Mike McBath and myself, Christopher Hart. Jeff is on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is the number. And we'll give you our contest challenge again for tomorrow night. And I told you what I would do for tomorrow night. Nostradamus has got his. Plus, I'm going to, when we get back to the contest, I'm going to play because we were doing music last week for politicians. And I couldn't really think of one, but I thought of it over the week. And this would have been a winner. It would have
Chris,
been the winner.
Chris, you've got to reveal it tonight.
I will.
People need a laugh.
I will. So we will do that here shortly. I do want to get back to some business. We were talking about, as we were going out of the last hour of the show, the mayor of Yuma, Arizona, has declared his city to be a state of emergency, not because of flooding, not because of hail, but because of the immigration problem, the illegal immigration problem, all these asylum seekers and all of this. And just a couple of other things, and then we got some other news. The president, once again, is his case is sort of being made for him.
And the Attorney General is beginning to reassess how the Justice Department handles these asylum seekers. He would like to implement a program where they are indefinitely detained until they are determined whether they are legitimate asylum
Slow
seekers.
things down a little bit.
Well, not just that, but that they would not be just let go
free as a bird, right?
He's going to give DHS 90 days to assess his proposals, but he would like to see more detaining of these folks. Also, I think we mentioned this on the show the other night, sort of in passing, but the Ninth Circuit Court in San Francisco has upheld the Trump administration agreement with Mexico for Mexico to house these asylum seekers. Once they come here to seek asylum, okay, we take their names, get the paperwork, fingerprints, whatever, then they go back to Mexico and wait. And that had been challenged in court by the NAACP. They'll probably appeal it, but at least at that level, the challenge failed. And you would think if it didn't succeed there, where can it succeed, right?
Yeah.
That is the liberal go-to court. But the president has already begun to change the makeup even of that court out there. So go Trump, go. Still winning. He is indeed. It is the eve of the Herr Mueller report. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The Attorney General Barr is going to hold a press conference where I presume he's going to reveal the report and answer questions about it, probably make an opening statement. And then the report will be available not only to Congress, and to the administration. And the administration may get an early peek tonight, but up until today, they had not seen the report.
Now, this will be Mueller that's doing this, or Barr?
Barr. Attorney General Barr.
Yeah.
After redacting.
And Mueller, I would presume he might have Mueller and Rosenstein there
You
with
would
him.
think just to maybe answer a few questions.
I'll bet he
if there's
asks them, but
open
I would
for
not be
questions.
surprised if they both say, no, thanks, that's okay.
Well, Mueller, I don't know.
Or maybe they just want to bow out and just say, hey, here's the report, and you people discuss it.
He is still their boss.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. Mueller is still, quote unquote, the special counsel, even though he doesn't have a staff anymore. He is still a special counsel. And of course, Rosenstein is still deputy attorney general.
Right, for now.
So he could actually order them to be there. Whether he would do so, I don't know. I'm beginning to think that Barr is the kind of guy that would do that.
Mm-hmm. Have them stand there and squirm if they're uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because they're going to have to answer it. So put it right in their ballpark, and so you answer it.
You think
Barr, what was your thinking behind it?
Yeah, if you think Attorney General Barr isn't a serious guy, forget about the report. Just think about what I just said about asylum seekers. He does not want to let them go free in our country. He would rather detain them indefinitely. Does that sound like somebody screwing around, or somebody who's taking the law quite seriously and the crisis on the border too?
Sounds like someone who wants to help clean up the swamp.
Yeah,
wants
something
to help
like that.
Drain the sickness.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So anyway, the report tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Then we'll be able to do more than speculate about it. Also, this just came across the wire. North Korea has test-fired a new tactical guided weapon.
Question is it going to be manned with a nuclear weapon or not?
Well, tactical is a much smaller
one,
right?
You know.
And so it is possible. Do they have the technology? Unlikely. But a tactical guided weapon would be a missile. It would be a short-range missile.
Is this not the first firing of a missile for quite a while?
Yeah, and this is not a ballistic missile either that flew out over the South China Sea or out over Japan or anything like that. Once again, tactical weapons are used, quote unquote, on the battlefield. They're not ballistic or intercontinental range missiles or projectiles. And this could have actually been a projectile. It maybe have been shot out of a cannon. So we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, though, the Rocket Man has said he wants to have another summit with Trump. So, they need economic assistance over there bad. How long can they go without it is the question.
They said, actually in the last few days, they came out and also said that they're moving more and more, machines around, et cetera. So it looks like they're continuing to build, whether they're putting the rockets together or not, but they're certainly positioning themselves
Well, if they're moving things around, it means that they are either scared or aware that we know where they are.
Oh, yeah. They're
Playing the shell game that Russia did with all their ICBMs.
Right. And unfortunately, when they move them around, we get to see them move around.
Keep moving.
We know where they came from, and we know where they went to.
Indeed. Hello. And so
what was that?
The Jussie Smollett case has gotten a little more interesting, not for Smollett, but for the prosecutor. And in a way, this kind of helps it all make a little bit more sense, you might say. Evidently, a trove of her emails and text messages has come out. While she was, quote unquote, recused, she was very involved in the case, working with the prosecutor who was actually working with the police to press the charges. And basically, she had a problem with, she thought he was being overcharged. She said things like, he's getting 16 felony counts, and she was referring to R. Kelly, and R. Kelly's got 2 or 3 or something like this. And she was basically comparing Smollett's case with R. Kelly's case and saying he's been overcharged. I don't know if she thinks, I didn't see where she thought Kelly's being undercharged, but she thought that he had been overcharged and therefore was looking for a way for a diversion. In other words, to drop the charges with as little possible.
She reclused herself, so wouldn't it be she should have kept her opinions to herself?
Recused. Remember the Princess Bride? Recused. I do not think you know what that word means.
Yeah.
Well, she did recuse herself. That was announced. I remember us saying that on
Which
the air.
means no involvement with the case.
Was it a week or two ago, though, she came out and she said, well, what she meant was she colloquially
what
recused
she meant.
herself. Colloquially.
So what she said wasn't really what she meant. Okay.
That's great.
Well, thank you for clarifying. I understand.
And she has called for her own investigation into the investigation.
That'll be fair.
Sure.
Yeah. That'll be a good one.
So that weird case just got weirder. And then we also have an update on Notre Dame, Nostradamus.
Well, let's see. There's a whole bunch of things swirling out there, including the fact that there were no workers present when the fire began.
Correct.
Now, we know there was problems for fire and rescue people getting into the area where the cathedral was located because there were so many gawkers, so many people trying to crowd in there to see what was going on. I have a story here about Ted Cruz.
Real quick, we also know that when the first firefighters arrived, they had problems figuring out where the fire actually was, evidently. Alarms had gone off, but the alarms evidently weren't of the nature where they could tell people where the fire was.
They said the first group, it took them a half hour. Then the bigger trucks, the ones that go higher, took like an hour after that.
2 hours.
So, yeah. It's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah, the cathedral is so old that to retrofit stuff like that into it, they've really got to do a thorough job of doing it. Apparently, they did not.
Right. And you said something about Ted Cruz?
Yeah, Ted Cruz is getting burned, no pun intended, by Twitter users after he tried to make what HuffPo is describing as a tasteless joke about the massive fire at the cathedral. The Republican senator from Texas responded to a tweet announcing that the Walt Disney Company has pledged $5 million to help rebuild the cathedral. So he tweeted, "Wonderful. Will we see Disney princesses in the new stained glass?"
Oh, jeez.
Okay, now, a few things here.
That's the appropriate time.
A few quickies. The stained glass was not destroyed.
That's right.
So, Lion Ted.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Beauty and the Beast didn't have a princess in it. Their protagonist, her name was Esmeralda. She was a gypsy dancer with a heart of gold. She was decidedly not a princess.
Wasn't she a gypsy princess?
No, because there are Disney princesses. Esmeralda is not. Now, she was voiced by Demi Moore, who played a character in The Seventh Sign back in 1988 that could be considered otherworldly, apocalyptic, godlike.
Right.
So she was a demigod in that role, but she was not in Hunchback. Finally, one reply that tears Cruz apart says, "Boy, Disney throwing some of their Hunchback profits the way of Notre Dame is just good business sense and mighty decent of them. Why do you hate the free market?" Hello? Hello? Oh,
That's
sorry.
Disney.
That's my
They're
phone.
trying to reach you.
So they're saying Cruz hates the free market. For the record, the budget for Hunchback was $100 million. The domestic gross for the film was $100 million 138,000. So they really didn't they made a lot more worldwide, but they just barely squeezed through on the American side.
All right. Back to the cathedral fire. Over $1 billion has now been raised to rebuild.
Right.
And once again, Macron is promising it'll be done in 5 years or less, and it'll be a higher quality. I don't know how you can do that. I mean, some of that stuff that was old, I don't know that there are artisans around that can still do that sort of thing.
Do they make new buildings better than they made old buildings even 20 years ago?
Well, this thing has been around, 1,200 years?
Right.
Or was it built in 1,200? I get that mixed up.
1,200.
Anyway, yeah.
I love the fact, though, that the first people who stepped forward to say they were going to contribute to it were a whole bunch of French billionaires. And one of them said, I will donate 100 million francs. And one said, well, I will donate 200 million francs.
Some estimates think that it may cost more than $1 billion, many billions. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Depends what they make, and it depends what they make it out of.
But, over there in Italy and France and these places, it costs you twice as much to do anything because you got to get the permit. You got to pay the guy that gets the permit. Then he's got to pay. I mean, everybody's got to get a piece of the action over there.
And they all work 25 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
divide 40 and we can see why it takes so long.
Nonetheless, there are also miraculous things. Once again, the cross, which appeared to be unscathed, not even any soot on it. They managed to save the crown of thorns and other artifacts as well.
And the statue in front of the cross was a model of the Pieta of Mary and Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
Which is just.
They also said
striking.
like diamonds and rubies and everything fell out of the ceiling and the side walls and everything. You wonder if they were all recaptured.
But they did say that a lot of sculptures and statues had been removed from the cathedral weeks earlier.
Yeah, I would presume because of the renovations.
You would think
that they were doing.
But all right, that's just me being
once again, they have not yet determined the cause of the fire. This morning, the news reports were that they think maybe it was a short circuit. They think that it did start while there was a mass going on, but it didn't get to point where it was dangerous. Until everyone evidently was out. The alarms smoke alarms did go off, but once again, they didn't know the alarms weren't telling them where the fire was, only that there was smoke in the building, so they had to go searching for it. And they think that it may have started high up in like the roof area. And they're still anxious to rule out arson.
Anxious, but they can't.
No, they can't because as last reports, they had not yet determined the cause of the fire. Once again, in 2018 alone, over 800 Catholic churches were vandalized or in some cases set afire in France alone.
See, and that's what we referenced yesterday, Chris, is how could you have left that place unguarded? Particularly when you're doing construction, particularly when you always know when there's no one in there.
Yeah.
How could you have done that?
In an environment like France is in right now.
It may have been guarded. We don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
And once again, this may have been an accident, a quirk. We don't know. But what we don't know is that it could, in other words, we don't know that it was an accident. We don't know that it was terrorism. We don't know that it was a guy just flipping a cigarette. So we're loath to rule out any of those possibilities. And nonetheless, even if this were an accident, what about those 800 and some odd churches that have been vandalized and set afire over there?
Right.
How come we hadn't known about that?
That's what I mean. The government has every incentive in the world not to reveal what took place. And I don't know what extremes you'll go to hide the facts.
It
but
happens
I
every
wonder
day,
if we'll
apparently.
ever get the truth.
It must not be a big national news story in France if it happens so often.
Well, let's see. There's 365 days in the year, 800 incidents.
Twice a day.
France is not that big a country.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got Mike on the line who has a question about this. And once again, the Rays pregame show starts here in a few minutes at 6:30. So if you want to stay with us, either go to our Facebook page, American Adversaries, to access our YouTube channel, American Adversaries on YouTube. Or, of course, if you haven't already, download the free Answer Orlando app. That's really the ticket. You can also go to our website, AmericanAdversaries.com or TheAnswerOrlando.com. You have still a multitude of ways to listen and partake of the American Adversaries. But we'll be right back on the airwaves in just a minute.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
Don't miss Dennis Prager live Monday, May 6th at the Holy Land Experience. Get your tickets now at TheAnswerOrlando.com.
Marilee here from Vacation Travel Planners, a member of Cruise Planners with the latest vacation deals.
Like Bahama cruises from $249 per person. Or how about a 7-night Alaska cruise from $649 per person? On Celebrity Cruises, book a balcony or higher on a 7-night select Caribbean, Europe, or Alaska sailings and receive specialty dinner for 2. Get free prepaid gratuities on select sailings with Oceanic Cruises. Sandals and Beaches all-inclusive resorts are up to 65% off. Get free prepaid gratuities on select Avalon Waterways river cruises. Give us a call at 321-251-4777. That's 321-251-4777. Or visit us at vacationtravelplanners.com. Keep listening to the American Adversaries for new travel specials every week. Bon voyage!
All right, welcome back to the American Adversaries Radio Show. Thanks again for tuning in. That's a little of the Porky's movie. We'll tell you what that's all about here in a few minutes. We have Mike on the line, though, who has a question for us. Mike, thank you for calling tonight. We appreciate you being out there.
All right, happy Resurrection Sunday week to all of you guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Same to you.
I know that they say that there were not supposed to be any workers in the facility there at Notre Dame because they were done for the day, and yet I know that I saw some footage that was on the Royal Spanish Television Network, okay, RTES, and they had video from looking at the second floor of Notre Dame. You could see the fire in the background on another part of the building, and there was a guy walking along an outer balcony area and then going down into the staircases that go down into Notre Dame. The way the gentleman was dressed, though, left one to wonder if he was an artisan who was renovating or painting. Maybe he had a painter's hat on. But if you looked at the typical garb that you would find from the multitude of Arab Muslim people that live in France, you would swear that he was wearing some kind of an Arab garb.
Well, we have seen this. We just don't know if it is accurate, if it's fake or what. But the video is out there. We just don't know, and that's why I haven't said anything about it. But since you bring it up, we'll talk about it.
We've also seen still shots.
I was in the television industry. I was in the television industry for 21 years. Okay, I used to run radio stations, TV stations, that kind of thing.
Well, what did you say?
Just generally looking at that video myself, it seemed to me to be real.
Okay. We also have this.
We have still shots too of people standing in front of, from a distance, of the burning cathedral, smiling, who look like they might be Muslim, but we don't know.
And then there was this.
Yeah, right.
Don't go away. This came out on Twitter the other day and was taken down within minutes.
A Time columnist, Christopher J. Hale, posted this at 12:20 on Monday afternoon. A Jesuit friend in Paris who works in #Notre Dame told me and cathedral staff the fire was intentionally set. That tweet was deleted after a few minutes. It does not say whether he himself deleted it or whether it was taken down by someone at Twitter.
So some suspicious stuff out there for sure. Mike, we just don't know, but I'll take your word that video looked to be authentic. But like I said, we know that it's out there. I have seen it. I have seen the still shots. I was just reluctant because
it's an evil world out there, guys.
Indeed it is.
I don't trust a whole lot of people or a whole lot of things anymore. You know?
Indeed. And in Islam, fire is how you purge the world of the infidel.
It's a cleansing agent.
Indeed it is. And that's how you make the infidel turn into a Muslim too. You set them afire.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mike. God bless you for being out there.
All right. Take care, guys. God bless you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right.
All right. You are listening to the American Adversaries. We got to take a break. When we come back, we got a lot of other news for you too, plus the challenge for tomorrow night's contest again. Well, once again, you can listen to us on our Facebook page. That's American Adversaries on Facebook. And please like us while you're there. Got a lot of stuff going on there, too. So take advantage of it. In the meantime, we'll take advantage of this break and come back on the other side.
FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. North Korea announced that it has fired a new type of tactical guided weapon. The Korean Central News Agency says Chairman Kim Jong-un observed the firing of the weapon Wednesday by the Academy of Defense Science. The agency reports that Kim said, quote, "The development of the weapon system serves as an event of very weighty significance in increasing the combat power of the People's Army," unquote. The agency says Kim mounted an observation post to learn about the test fire of the new type tactical guided weapon and guide the test fire. The announcement came after reports of new activity at a North Korean missile research center and long-range rocket site where the North is believed to build long-range missiles targeting the U.S. mainland. The White House said it was aware of the report and had no comment. There has been no independent confirmation of North Korea's claim. More details at srnnews.com.
If you've ever had a good massage, you know how it can relieve your stress, aches, and pains. You also know it can be expensive and take time out of your day. But it doesn't have to. At Relax and Comfort, you can get your own programmable massage chair for less than a cup of coffee per day. Quiet your body, clear your mind, and loosen your muscles in the comfort of your own home with the Brio massage chair from Relax and Comfort. The Brio is state-of-the-art, complete with foot rollers, back heat, zero gravity, and you can customize your massage or choose from 10 popular options. And while supplies last, you can save hundreds on selected models during the semi-annual floor model clearance sale. Remember to ask about no-interest finance options and mention the promo code American Adversaries to get 50% off Maloof bamboo bed linens or essential oil sleep pillows all month. Relax and Comfort is family-owned and operated and has locations in Winter Park, Windermere, Sanford, and the Villages. Visit relaxandcomfort.com or call 321-329-3118. Your true wealth is your health. Get your massage chair today. Relaxandcomfort.com, 321-329-3118. Folks, I'm so proud of our sponsors here on the American Adversaries, like Jerry and Janice Shepard of Jerry's Mercedes-Benz. They and businesses like theirs are truly the backbone of America. They're family-owned and operated, dedicated to quality and professionalism, and committed to courteous and honest service. If you own a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, you need to know Jerry and Jana and their team of professionals because they will give you the best care and service for your vehicle at the best price. They truly are the dealership alternative. Call 407-366-6499 or go to jerrysnb.com. That's 407-366-6499, jerrysnb.com.
Attention HR managers and business owners. If you're not screening your new hires, you're asking for trouble. Hi, I'm Kathy Santamasino with ASAP Programs. Negligent hiring is on the rise and can be an employer's worst nightmare, leading to litigation and legal costs that could cripple your business. The average cost of settling a negligent hiring lawsuit is nearly $1 million, with the largest claim on record at $26 million. With Applicant 360 screening solutions, you will be able to perform comprehensive background checks quickly and discreetly, allowing you to properly vet incoming talent. Whether your organization is big or small, it's your responsibility to safeguard your workplace and protect your customers. Don't base your hiring decisions on a first impression and a resume. Call me today at 407-702-9511. Call 407-702-9511.
For most Floridians, our home is our biggest investment. If you are shopping for a new home, vacation home, investment property, want to remodel your home, or need to refinance your existing home loan, you need the very best mortgage professionals working for you to make your American dream come true. I'm Mariah Lee with Patriot Home Funding. And regardless of your mortgage needs, Patriot Home Funding has just the right loan for you. All of our loan products offer the lowest possible fixed rates. We don't charge annoying and expensive junk fees, and you get the very best service and care from me and the rest of our experienced all-star team. Contact us today for a quick, easy, and free pre-qualification. You can call us at 877-377-8123 or visit us on the web at myphf.com. At Patriot Home Funding, We finance the American dream.
Patriot Home Funding is a licensed mortgage broker in the state of Florida. NMLS 171699 and is an equal housing lender.
Oh, hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to The American Adversaries, the best in political professional wrestling on FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer. Tough guy. Ho!
Ho!
Yeah.
I am Sorbo.
He's got a comic book too, you know.
Who?
Exo.
He does.
Yes,
All
he
right.
does. He
Yeah.
does also action figures.
No, they're not
dolls.
toys. They're not
That's
dolls.
right. They're not dolls. They're action figures, buddy.
I'm not playing with them. I'm rehearsing my moves.
All right. That is Mike McBath and the Nostradamus. I am Christopher Hart. Jeff's on the bridge. 407-774-8255 is the number. And by the way, before we move away from the cathedral, Notre Dame Cathedral fire, what has the Pope said anything about it? I haven't heard anything out of the
I
Vatican.
haven't seen a word come out of the Vatican or the Pope's mouth.
You'd
that has
think
been
that
published.
would be the first major world figure to say something. I haven't heard.
Not a peep out of the Pope. How about
That is
that?
really amazing. He's the leader too. You would think he might even be out there soliciting funds or something. I don't know.
Check your church this weekend if you are
Yeah.
Catholic. See what they say.
If nothing else, thanking those
Yeah.
who have
Saving
pledged
what's
funds.
left and
Right.
Or
putting up the
forgiving
money.
those who may have done this. But
Right.
no, that would be jumping the gun.
Right. Anyway, all right. The president has issued his second veto. It had to do with a war powers law. The Congress had actually, on bipartisan fact, a resolution to end our participation in the war in Yemen. And the president has vetoed it, and it will not survive the veto. So the war, our participation, which mainly amounts to giving Saudi Arabia intelligence and helping them coordinate their air attacks. We have AWACS and like in the area there. And like it or not, the situation in Yemen is desperate. It's dire. It's a civil war. It's a nasty one. You have starvation. You have rape, rob, killing, murder. You got the whole 9 yards. But what you also have is a proxy war going on between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Saudi Arabia is supporting what exists still of the Yemeni government, and Iran supports the Houthis, who are the rebels who are trying to take over. So the civil war, the two sides are basically fighting it out for the Saudis and the Iranians. It will continue to go on. That is another reason why we hope that the Iranian government falls. And the Iranian government is in bad shape. They are now dealing with mass starvation in Iran.
You know, it's amazing. All the money that Obama gave these people, and they're suffering from mass starvation. I guess they've all put the money into weaponry and, development of nuclear assets and everything. What?
Well, you know what foreign aid is. Foreign aid, basically, I want to get the source, and I forget who it was. It is rich people who have billions of dollars giving money to poor countries run by rich people making billions of dollars.
Yeah, from the people who are giving it to them.
Right.
I'm not sure our taxpayers would appreciate that definition.
A lot of good things would happen if the regime in Iran were to fall. First, the Yemen civil war would be over within days, if not weeks. North Korea would be even further isolated
big time.
Right.
Yep.
The money and the weapons going to Hamas and Hezbollah would stop. Right. A big supporter of Assad in Syria would go away. A lot of good things if that regime in
Israel could save a lot of money in weaponry that they must build and buy.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, we got some other news for you as well. This is right out of I guess science fiction. Artificial intelligence is racist, according to who, Nostradamus?
Yes, this story is from USA Today. Apparently, facial recognition systems frequently misidentify people of color. Did you know that?
But they all look alike, right?
That's, I guess, what the AI is saying.
I didn't say
Christopher
that.
Hart.
No, I didn't. Artificial intelligence.
This from the man who last hour said black people like having abortions. I'm just quoting you. That's all I'm saying. All right. Anyway,
I don't think I used the word "like," but
we'll go back to the tape.
Maybe
Anyway.
I did. Maybe
Anyway.
I did.
Lending companies charge higher interest rates to Hispanics and African Americans. Sentencing algorithms discriminate against Black defendants. Artificial intelligence technologies are developed mostly in major tech companies such as Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, according to this USA Today article,
Right.
and in a number of university labs. All of them, it says, tilt white, affluent, and male, and in many cases are only getting more so. It's an extremely narrow segment of the population, and there is a call for more women and minorities to be involved in the artificial intelligence movement.
Just goes to show you that artificial intelligence is more artificial than it is intelligence.
Yeah, I know. Where's the intelligent part?
Right? See, artificial intelligence, it's still computer intelligence, which means it's operating on what it is fed into the machine. It can only know and base its future knowledge on what it starts out with.
Some examples.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Basically, yes.
Said,
yeah.
Last year, Amazon had a tool that they built to review job applicants' resumes, but they found it discriminated against women, so they scrapped the app. Google has speech recognition software that has been under criticism for performing better for male or male-sounding voices than female ones. And have you seen the robot job interviewer?
No.
Okay, it's a face, kind of like a masquerade mask.
Right.
It's a face on a stand on a desk, and it asks in generic voice. You can't even tell if the voice is male or female. It asks several questions that you would ask a prospective applicant. Because when you interview someone, you're going to project your own bias onto that interview. If you don't think they're the right fit, they'll know by your body language that you're not the right fit.
Is the robot's name Pat?
No, it's not. It's
you remember Pat from what was that comedy that started on
SNL? Yeah.
Oh my! This is really a sick world, Dennis. When you have a face,
just a face. That's all.
Well, they told us we need to fear artificial intelligence. I guess now we know more why we should.
Beginning of the robots taking over.
Wow.
Indeed. Speaking of taking over, you got the boys taking over the girls' room or the girls taking over the boys' room. What is this one all about?
Yeah, this happened according to LifeSiteNews.com. The backlash against the relentless assault on nearly every civilizational institution by transgender activists seems to be slowly increasing as regular men and women realize the implication. Last week, the debate erupted again in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Two groups of female students staged a walkout at Abraham Lincoln High School over bathroom privacy. And this protest was precipitated by a girl who said her privacy was violated by a biological male who, quote, recently began to identify as a girl using the female bathroom.
Boys will be boys.
They will.
Boy,
even if it means they have to be girls.
You saw Porky's, right? There were boys in the ladies' room.
Oh, yeah. That's why I played the Porky's music a little while ago. Yeah.
This girl walked out, was joined by 20 other high school friends who all left the school at about 10:30 a.m. and began chanting for privacy in restrooms, saying they don't want boys transitioning into being girls to be in the restroom with them. Now, of course, we know the transgender folks are already pretty ensconced in the LGBTQ movement. That's what the T is. And we've talked earlier about how now people who have an affinity towards young people used to be called pedophiles.
Yeah, you saw the announcement today. The U.S. Naval Academy is to ban transgenders.
Yeah.
And their upcoming students starting in 2020. No more.
That's what they're saying. But the pedophilia community, they've now come up with a sanitized version of it. I think it's called something like minor attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to be included. They want it to be LBGTQP
Minor.
plus.
Oh, boy.
The 20 girls who demanded privacy were confronted by nearly 40 students of mixed gender. That means all three of them, chanting in favor of the state law, which requires schools to allow students to use whichever one they feel comfortable with. The superintendent of the Council Bluffs Community School District, Dr. Vicki Morello, said, according to the U.S. Department of Education, we have to do what the government tells us to do. And they say they have the right to use the restroom they identify with. So we can't make that change.
Well, Dennis, how many transgenders do you think are in a class of, let's say, 300 women? in high school.
As
In
many
high
as
school.
want to use the ladies' room.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, you might have 3 or 4. Everybody's inconvenienced. I say, hey, you see the tree out over there? Take a walk.
Had I known
sorry.
that trick in the 1970s,
Yeah.
I would have seen a lot more than I actually did.
I was going to say, boys will be boys,
what a-
even if it
I
means
know,
they have
but
to be girls.
That's the beginning. You people are very sick. You
All
know?
I know is there's a few girls in my high school. I would have
Yeah.
been a girl for a day or two just to get in there.
Boys just want to have fun. I don't know.
Boys will be boys, even if it means they have to be girls.
My,
Okay.
what has happened? Mhm.
All right, and then there is the story about the mermaids.
Not just mermaids.
Now there was an article in yesterday or the days before's Orlando Sentinel. Is actually a news article,
Right.
talking about how Weeki Wachee is looking for mermaids.
I know, because I know somebody stopped there a few weeks ago and there were none.
Can you believe
Yeah,
it?
They
were
want
none.
to get that attraction
That's
going
exactly
again
right.
because
Yep.
back in the 50s and 60s, before
Yeah.
Disney, that was the place to be.
I went there about 2 years ago and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know?
up until recently.
Yeah,
there
until
was-
recently.
yeah, but so this is a mermaid story.
And this is Dateline Tel Aviv, Israel.
Whoa.
Last year, Shir Katzenel made a drastic life change. I wonder if Abe knows Shir. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
She made a drastic life change. She left a prestigious job in the Israeli army to produce a childhood dream, becoming a mermaid.
Wow.
Blame Disney for this because Katzenel confided she got hooked on Disney as a child and she has longed to turn into one. While her childhood friends moved on and became adults, her enchantment with mermaids endured. She fantasized about swimming underwater alongside fish in a 10-pound tail and sequin bikini. Then she actually gave it a try. And apparently, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me, according to her. She started an unlikely social scene, a group of aspiring mermaids, which has grown on Facebook to nearly 1,000 members. It's the Israeli pocket of a worldwide community that she claims is in the hundreds of thousands of people. Now she's a full-time mermaid. She sells brightly colored tails, some $800 or more, and she teaches people how to swim in them. Maybe she should come and be one of the advisors in Weeki Wachee.
I'm telling you.
Do you think, like, if we were in a St. John's or something, we might see them swim by?
Just might. You just might.
Oh, no.
I just don't get
Another
it.
sick group of people.
And if you do, cut the tap off. No more drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say after a few shooters, we might see them, and,
I think the idea of mermaids is pretty cute, and it's really they're pretty, but
little
I
entertainment.
have questions about the plumbing that can't be asked on the air. I just don't know.
Then let's don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. What we are going to do is take a break. You are listening to the American Adversaries. Tomorrow night is contest night. We give you the contest challenge again. And we'll give you my contest entry from last week's contest.
Oh, boy.
Right?
Here we go.
All that coming up when we come back from the break. Also, if you're listening to us right now, Larry Elder will be following us up, except on our YouTube channel, of course. Great Eldersky. And then you also have the option to listen to some high school baseball tonight. You got
The
Major
Popka
League.
playing?
Apopka's playing.
Oh.
And they're playing more like the Red Sox than
Oh, they
the
really are.
Rays.
Traditionally, they're pretty good.
But it
Yeah.
is still very entertaining, very good baseball they're playing. They just need to put together some wins. Roger Franklin Williams, Joe Ferrero will be calling the game tonight. The Apopka Blue Darters on 1520 WBZW at 7 o'clock.
FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer.
Come join our own Rick Brown and his wife, Brenda, Thursday, May 16, and celebrate the 15th anniversary of their Tijuana Flats Tex-Mex restaurant located in beautiful Winter Springs, Florida, in the Winter Springs Town Center at 160 Tuscaloosa Road. The celebration lasts all day with great deals, including the famous Throwback Thursday special of a Tijuana-sized burrito, chips, and a drink for only $5.99. There'll be happy hour prices from open to close, and the incomparable Ennis Pruitt, one of Central Florida's finest guitarists, will perform on the patio from 7 to 10 p.m. So join the fun Thursday, May 16th. Happy 15th anniversary.
Hi, Chris Hart here. I always bring you the best companies that improve your life. Now, I want to introduce you to Dr. Ronald Trevisani of Lifetime Teeth Today, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon for over 20 years. If you need dental implants or oral surgery, this is the guy and this is the place to go. Receive the highest level of dental implant care from a trusted oral surgeon. And by the way, his patients love him.
I can eat everything and I enjoy life much more. I really do. I don't have to worry about toothaches, fillings, or anything.
We had corn on the cob last night with a filet mignon. It made my toes curl up.
Dr. Trevisani, one office, one day, lifetime teeth today. Multiple locations. Call 407-598-8141. Dr. Trevisani, Orlando's trusted board-certified oral surgeon. Show that smile again. Call 407-598-8141 today.
Online at drtrevisani.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that one of the biggest investments we'll make in life is the house we choose to make our home. So why make this investment without knowing exactly what you're getting into? That's where Aubrey Kahn of Firm Foundation Home Inspections comes in. He'll make sure that excitement over the purchase of a house or rental property or commercial property doesn't turn into a nightmare after you take the keys. To get the most thorough and complete inspection, go to orlandoshomeinspector.com or just call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254. Don't roll the dice on your home purchase. Remember, call Aubrey Kahn at 321-624-0254.
Becky was a beauty from South Alabama. Her daddy had a heart like a 9-pound hammer. Think he even did a little time in the slammer. What was I thinking? She snuck out.
All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. What was I thinking? That could go for a lot of people, like, say, Jussie Smollett. What the world was he thinking? Even Chris Rock asked that at that award show. He said, what was he thinking? All right, thanks for tuning in. Once again, you got the American Adversaries. And what was Valerie Jarrett thinking?
You know, that's an amazing story when you look at that. I don't know.
Now, she recently released a book. Yeah. I was in Costco
and remember,
last week, and
we
they
should
had it
remind
over there.
them who Valerie is. This was
Valerie Jarrett was Barack Obama's first gal pal, Val.
Right. She was like head of the castle, I would say.
She was probably more chief of staff than anything, but she was a high-level advisor to Barack Obama before, during, and now even after his presidency.
Right.
She has a room in his house up there in Washington, D.C. She's been a longtime friend of Michelle Obama's, and Michelle is still, I think, on number one on the bestseller list with her book Becoming, I think it's called.
Now, I wonder how she got there, too. If, like Valerie were
Michelle's book is basically an autobiography of sorts.
And plus, if Oprah said go buy it, a lot of people will buy
the
it.
New York Times just put.
Okay, Valerie Jarrett has written her own autobiography about her childhood and her adult life, and this brings us to the story.
Well, the point was the New York Times came out the other day, and she was ranked, I guess, at the top. And the reality of it is that
she was in the top 10.
Top 10.
The book is called Finding My Voice, My Journey to the West Wing and the Path Forward.
And there was confusion how she got there.
If you look on the Barnes & Noble list, which is purely you order a book, it keeps track of it. That book was number 1,244 this week. If you look on the Amazon.com list, it's outside the top 1,000. If you look on the New York Times bestseller list, it's number 14. The book debuted selling at $30.
Yeah.
Within 10 days, Barnes & Noble discounted it to $18. Usually it takes a few months for it to fly.
You can't give this book away.
There are companies who make a practice of buying up bulk copies of a book like that, like they did with Hillary's book, and they kind of try to pump up the sales that way, but that is not supposed to count towards.
There are people looking into fraud against her because of the way she handled this thing and because of how the New York Times did it.
Right, indeed.
It should be nice to see.
First of all, it was very bad timing because she's going up against Michelle Obama's book. Second of all, nobody knows her, so who gives a damn about her life story?
Why would we want to read that book?
Right. You see, I can understand Michelle Obama. She was first lady.
Yeah, first lady. Hangs around the Broxton.
Right, exactly. And she's got her own story and everything. And you know, but Valerie Jarrett, so she could be in some trouble over that.
Oof.
All right. In the meantime,
Be careful once again if you're out there with your MAGA hats. I still love wearing mine around. Nobody has bothered me yet.
No. And, people who get hassled for wearing a MAGA hat, the incidence of that happening is few and far between. And people who do the hassling with a MAGA hat on, I don't know of a single incident that was verified true where someone wearing a MAGA hat has assaulted someone else. I don't know.
I haven't seen.
No, I don't know.
I've
either.
heard a lot of stories.
I haven't seen a lot of MAGA
that
hats
have not
around
been
Orlando.
true.
That's why Jesse had to create a version.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But in Maryland, 2 men are facing robbery and assault charges over a clash with a man sporting a red Make America Great hat. 2 men were arrested. Jovan Crawford and Scott Duncan Robertson, both in their 20s, are facing robbery and assault charges. It happened on April 13th. They approached the victim, who is identified as Atsu Nable, a U.S. citizen who emigrated legally from Togo in West Africa. And the hat that he was wearing offended them. Police said the victim told the 2 men he was entitled to his own views and kept walking away. The men followed him, struck him until he fell to the ground, and demanded that he take off the hat. Then they removed property from the victim and destroyed items. Basically, they robbed him.
Yeah.
Police say the two guys were found later on hiding among kids playing basketball at a nearby basketball court.
Oh, some real brave souls there.
Tough guys.
Yeah, this guy's from Togo. Togo has been known for its human rights problems. It's had a president in name only, a president for life. And it's one of the poorest nations in Africa. And so having come from there to here, you can imagine why he thinks that he would love America to be great.
Yeah, I bet he still loves America. Indeed, too. All right, so tomorrow night is contest night. Here's the challenge one more time.
Okay, what we want you to do is come up with a food that you feel would identify with various politicians. You could even throw in a star if you so desire, and you might even throw in a drink if you think, but not an alcoholic drink. So let's just give it an example. As I say, Zero O'Rourke. Some people know him as Beto. The point is, for him, I think a perfect identifying food would be brownie laced with marijuana.
Dude.
I think that would be perfect for him.
Dude.
Now, Nostradamus, I did like yours for Bernie.
Oh,
I
you
thought
like
that
Bernie's,
really
okay.
identified Bernie very well.
Okay, props to The First Family, which is Vaughn Meader's comedy album from the 60s that parodies the whole phenomena of the cult of personality of the Kennedys.
All right.
It was the #1 selling comedy album in 1963 and #1 overall until Kennedy was shot later that year. It was replaced then by a collection of speeches that Kennedy gave, and it was put out on a record.
On an album, which I have one at home, yeah.
But there's a bit in there where they are ordering lunch at a break in the UN. And so he's going around and he's asking, Mr. Arafat, what would you like? Oh, I'll have a corned beef sandwich with mayo. Ah, what are you doing? Menachem Begin jumps in. You don't have it with mayo. You have it on rye bread with some mustard. Then he asks Nikita Khrushchev the same question that I'm going to pose to Bernie. So what would you like, Mr. Khrushchev? Oh, you don't have to order special for me. I'll just have a little bite of everyone's. Because that's what Bernie's going to want.
No,
He's going to want a little bite of all our
style.
Maybe a bigger bite. I don't know. I might need more.
Okay.
Whatever it takes.
All right. So match your food up with your politician for tomorrow night. Also, last week, we had politicians match them up with a song, right?
A song?
Yeah.
Now, what is the song?
So I've been thinking about this, and I thought, poor little Ilhan Omar got no attention
I know.
last
That
week.
was very selfish on our part.
That's right.
Not to pay attention to
And
her.
considering, her persuasion, I've come up with the perfect song for her. And this I think we'll play this on a regular basis when we're talking about Ilhan.
Okay.
And you guys saw the movie The Exorcist, right?
Oh, of
Linda
course.
Blair,
Yep.
and at
The head
times,
was on.
the times she would talk like this, y'all. Well, we have this for Ilhan Omar. Jeff, if you would, please.
And I bring you fire.
Now, is this a winner or
that
not?
would be good. That was it. But we got to leave it up to the audience, Chris. I cannot dictate that.
The crazy world of Arthur Brown.
That's a good one, though.
All right, just let her run, Jeff. We're about out of time anyway. All right. And so you are listening to the American Adversaries Contest Night tomorrow night. Jeff Bonning will be here with
Images Auto Spa. Don't forget on Thursday, tomorrow, you can get a Super Shine over there, the Ultra Shine for $20. Night, everybody.
News, opinion, passion. FM 105.5, AM 660. The Answer. WORL. Altamont Springs, Orlando. A service of Salem Media Group. It's 7 o'clock.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. North Korea has announced that it has test-fired a new type of tactical guided weapon.
Based on a yet unverified announcement from the North Korean news agency, it's being reported that Kim Jong-un observed the firing and may have had a hand in guiding a rocket, which Kim says marks a demonstration of his army's power. The news comes on a day when Russia's Kremlin has announced preparation for North Korean-Russian summit, and it comes only 2 days after South Korea's president said he's ready for a fourth summit with the North Korean leader to try to salvage talks between the North and the United States over nuclear regulations. The White House has offered no comment on the story. George Bonzani reporting.
Tomorrow's the day when the redacted Mueller report is released by the Justice Department. Correspondent Mike Hempen reports President Trump's legal team plans to respond after the Mueller report is released.
The Justice Department expects to make a redacted version of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on the Russia investigation public tomorrow morning. Rudy Giuliani, one of the president's attorneys, says Trump's lawyers are working on a rebuttal to the 400-page document that will be dozens of pages long.
Democrats are demanding that the entire Mueller report be released to the public. The Trump administration proposed new regulations aimed at making it easier for investors to take advantage of tax breaks for investing in opportunity zones in low-income areas. The proposed regulations issued by the Treasury Department seek to clear up questions that were keeping some investors from using the tax incentives. President Trump, speaking at a White House conference to promote the program, said governors in all 50 states and U.S. territories had designated 8,700 neighborhoods as opportunity zones, making these economically depressed areas eligible to be used for the federal tax incentive.